Hi, it's Kim. Welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to can chicken. We're going to go from that raw chicken to this boiling, canned, small little containers of chicken. We love it. I've done it before. I have an old video of canning beef that shows a little bit here. Let me show you some safety precautions that you need to take. With your canner, you probably got one of these little metal sticks, pins almost, that you always need before you can to check and make sure there's no obstruction in the little vent tube along here. Just push that through, hold it up to some bright light so you can make sure that it's not obstructed, because that could stop your canning right in its tracks. Now this I call the jiggler. I think it's called a pressure regulator or something like that. That's what you put on that little stem over that hole, and depending on your elevation, here in Ohio I need 10 pounds. The little stem alone is 5. If you add one ring, that makes it 10. The second ring makes it 15. So here in Ohio we're pretty flat. I need 10 pounds to pressure cook my chicken, and that's the little stem that you put the pressure regulator over, and it'll jiggle and wiggle and make little hissing noises. But you kind of regulate your heat just to make it kind of softly rocking on the top, they call it. Now you do have to clean your rings and boil the flats, the little sealing flats, and then whatever your canner calls for as far as the amount of water you put in there. That's just to make sure it doesn't boil dry. Now I have 2 racks for my cooker. Your cooker will definitely come with the one, because you have to put the liner in the bottom to keep the jars from breaking. It's not good for them to sit directly against the bottom of the cooker. I do my canning jars in the dishwasher. And what I'm doing is boneless chicken breast. I found them for $1.48 a pound at Meijer. And if you prep all your chicken beforehand and just bag it and put it in the refrigerator, it kind of speeds things up when you're ready to do your actual canning. So I got roughly about 25 pounds of chicken this time. It ended up that I didn't use it all. We had some left over for some suppers. But just get a sharp knife, and I know it probably freaks a lot of people out that I trim some of this, but my kids just don't like the, I don't know, the little strings and the little fat and the little tendons and things that get attached to the side. You'll see my daughter's reaction a little bit later in the video when she sees one of those little strings on the side of the chicken. That's probably one of the ones that got left. But basically you just chop it up. I like it sort of like solid white tuna used to be, which it never is anymore. It's only shredded. They call that solid now, but that's not what it was in the old days. But I kind of trim it up real good. I'll speed this up so that you don't have to wait 15 minutes for me to get it all trimmed. But I cut every bit of this up, and again, I had more than enough to fill. I did 19 half pints and 8 full pints in 2 separate cookings. I was able to get 19 half pints in the cooker, so it worked out real well, because it just gives you enough to make, the half pint gives you enough to make about one little lunch or something like that. It was a long time getting through all that chicken, and I had about 12.5 pounds in each bag when I was done. Okay, I've got all my chicken cut up. You saw me cut up that chicken. I've got some intensely heavy bags of chicken here. I'm just grabbing a handful and I'm putting them down into the cans. Now we just want to leave about 1 inch space at the top, and I will clean these rims before we put the lids on. But basically I'm just going to get those. Now I am not adding any liquid. Now your opinion may vary, but I'm not adding any liquid. I'm just going to depend on the chicken itself to make its own meat broth, which is what I like. I like the chicken's own meat broth. So I can put about 19 cans of these small cans into my canner. So that's what I'm planning to do. Is that gonna fit? Okay, now who can take a little extra? He can take extra. I think I can get another chunk in here. Maybe another chunk in there. Okay, that looks like, wait a minute, I need one more. So here we go for this one. I think I may have 2 batches. Okay, how's that look? Now, over here, I have my little metal, oh, let me wipe the, top. A little bit of vinegar soaked so that we get all the juices so that we'll get a good seal. And then all I need to do is to reach in and get a lid. They've been boiling. Okay, that's 2. A little hot to the touch. Ouch. They are hot. Super hot. Ow.
Be careful, Mom.
4 more. Here's 1. Here's 1. Oops. And here's 1. All right. Now, I do not salt mine. You may prefer to salt your chicken. I don't like salty things at all. Here I've got, now all I need is my rings to put on the top. So, let me fish a ring out and let them cool just a bit. And then we'll lower them down into the cooker canner. I've got it boiling here. It's been boiling for quite a while. So it is ready. Okay. Now we just tighten that securely. Not anything super duper hard. You just make sure it's secure. Now these jars I showed you earlier came right out of the dishwasher and on an extra heat cycle, drying cycle I should say, so they get sterilized by the dishwasher for me. And let me see, I need one more lid for the bottom row. Now I am doing a double layer in my cooker canner. I think my cooker canner is a 22 quart or 23 quart. So if you have the capability of doing a double layer, it saves a lot of time. Okay, I've got them all tight. And then I don't think I can put it down. I've got the liner in there. Oh, I think I can do it. Okay. So we're just going to set these all around. I'll try not to touch the water. And this is really simple. It's like opening a can of tuna. You get roughly about that same amount. Half pint, I guess, is about 4 ounces. And once I put all this in here, it gives me the required amount of water. And the water, the depth of it, you need at least 3 inches. 3 inches. When it's a elevated by the weight of the pots or the jars. And then this is for my second layer. You have to have another layer to put on top to put your second load of jars in there. So let me load the second set of jars. Okay, I've loaded the last bunch. My bags are roughly about 12 pounds of chicken. As you can see, I'm going to have enough to do another batch. So I'm going to put these in and we'll continue. There. Now, with the other plate in place so that you can get 2 levels, I'll just place these all in. And there we go. And I'm going to bring the heat back up so we can get it up to heat. We've already checked our ring. It's ready. And so there's an open and close portion. You just line up the little grid. Oh, I need to do it to this side. I guess your little plug fits. There it goes. See, it went down. You can see it's down all the way around. There's your little arrow that points to the corresponding arrow, and then just twist it close. And now you've just got to wait till everything get up to heat. This will start steaming out here. Out that little thing. And you let the steam blow for, I'll have to look up the amount of minutes. Then once it blows for that amount of minutes, then you set this. And then that holds the pressure inside at my designated 10 pounds. And then I always recommend your surface blower, just go ahead and put your vent on so that the steam can be vented out. So now all we got to do is wait. Oh, let me take that back off. We've got to wait for this to start exhausting steam out the vent. Now once you've got your lid on and everything, you got the heat way up. Keep an eye on this little peg out front because that will be upright when it's built up the pressure. Then you put your little regulator on in the middle and you're going to wait for it to start to jiggle, because once it starts to jiggle, that's when you begin your timing. I turned the vent fan off so you could see the rocking motion and that noise that the little, I call it a jiggler, makes when it's built up pressure. And your little peg here is in the up position, the pressure is in. So now is when we start our timing, 75 minutes. Now you can see how the jiggler is just softly rocking. I have got the temperature way down on a number 2 on my electric range here. You'll just have to adjust it to suit your stove, but it'll just keep jiggling like that. Now after the 75 minutes has elapsed, then you'll gently scoot the big kettle off the burner so that it will begin to cool. That takes a good hour. You will see that the pressure peg is all the way back down when it's cool enough, and then when you kind of tap the jiggler, it doesn't sizz and make noise, so you know that the pressure is exhausted. Now here I go lifting off the lid and let it slip and drop. Clumsy of me, not showing you very good technique, but just get a good hold of it and set the lid off. It still will be very, very hot. And now, watch me make a fool of myself here. I have this jar grabber to help me lift the things out. It's really nice and convenient to have something like that. But of course, here comes my husband around the corner and embarrasses me. I just left it in.
The other end, huh?
Other end? Of course I'm embarrassed, but I carry on. I admit it was easier to do it the right way. And you can hear them pop
You hear them
and
sealing?
crack
Yeah.
as they seal, which means I was successful. But it just takes a few hours, including all your cooling time, and you'll be rewarded with that nice, rich, cooked chicken ready in a flash whenever you are. So I'm ready for the next grocery shortage. I'll have chicken, and I'll link my beef canning video here. Thanks for watching. See you next video.